Wednesday. Are you convinced you can still qualify? It seems to be the case. Was it easy to convey that belief to your players? Do they believe you can win?
Hemos seguido el curso de la semana habitual. Un pequeño análisis del partido de Liverpool al día siguiente. Hemos preparado el partido de Rennes y, bueno, hoy haremos el entrenamiento, mañana hablaremos del partido, de qué tipo de partido entendemos que puede ocurrir y no cambia demasiado nuestro planteamiento. En este caso, independientemente del resultado que hubiera sido otro, no habría cambiado nuestra manera de preparar este partido. Pero lo que sí es cierto es que ahora nosotros estamos eliminados con este resultado, con lo cual solo nos queda una opción, que es salir a ganar, que era lo que íbamos a hacer, aunque el resultado hubiera sido otro.
On a suivi...
Well, we've had a normal week, to be honest with you. We've analysed the game against Liverpool, and then we're prepared for the next game against Rennes. We've trained, and tomorrow, there won't be any change in our approach or attitude. Regardless of the result, we wouldn't have done anything differently anyway, even had we won the first game. At the moment, we're out, so our only option, of course, is to go out on the pitch tomorrow to win. And that's what we'll be focusing on, and that is what is driving us tomorrow.
Luis Enrique.
Thousands of fans will be coming to Liverpool from Paris, and they'll be creating a wonderful atmosphere together with the Liverpool fans here. And how are you preparing for this, and how are you going to add to the atmosphere as well tomorrow here in Liverpool?
Estoy deseando jugar mañana en Anfield. Sabemos que es un estadio mítico de Europa, con una historia detrás muy potente, y es una motivación para nosotros como equipo y de manera individual demostrar que podemos jugar un muy buen partido ante un muy buen Liverpool en su terreno. ¿Por qué no? Y ese es nuestro objetivo y nuestra motivación.
Well, I'm pretty convinced that absolutely every single one of my players are going to want to play tomorrow here at Liverpool. We know what playing at Liverpool means. I mean, it's just like a historic stadium with a wonderful history, and that's a huge source of motivation for the team, for the individuals, players, and we want to show that we're capable of putting in a good performance, and that's our aim, and that's our greatest source of motivation. Yeah, you talked about motivation. And in this kind of a game, you don't need to really give them any more motivation to the players. So I suppose you also focus quite a lot on trying to control their emotions going into this game as well, because otherwise that's a trap you can fall into.
Partido de este nivel, gestionar las emociones no es fácil para nadie, da igual la experiencia que tengas. Este tipo de partidos implican prepararlos de una manera especial, y estar al 100% no es fácil. Entonces, estar al 105% no es adecuado, porque uno reacciona de una manera exagerada, y creo que esto va a ser vital para todos los jugadores que salten al terreno de juego. Gestionar las emociones.
Well, I think I've spoken about this in the past. Last season we spoke about this when we're playing matches at the top level. It's difficult to manage one's emotions and feelings, even for experienced players. These aren't easy games to prepare for. It's not easy to be at 100%, but then again, you don't want to be at 105, 110%, because you might get a little bit too carried away. So you need to be calm and manage your emotions and feelings in the best possible way. Arne Slot said after the Southampton game that Liverpool had fallen about 4 or 5 levels below the intensity expressed by PSG in the week. Are you proud about that? Proud that Slot is saying you're playing with such intensity? And do you think that you're going to be able to play to the same level of intensity tomorrow, both on and off the ball?
mejor que el adversario. Es un objetivo común que intentamos cada partido, especialmente cuando juegas fuera de casa, y a pesar de que nosotros, sobre todo en todos los partidos que hemos hecho en nuestro campeonato, hemos encontrado resultados muy positivos, es siempre muy difícil jugar fuera de casa, con lo cual siempre se añaden cosas que no puedes controlar, pero en ese sentido creo que para nosotros todo parte en lo futbolístico, es lo que a nosotros nos genera confianza, saber qué hacemos bien, qué cosas tenemos que estar a un nivel todavía superior, y nos remitimos siempre a lo futbolístico, que es lo que nos interesa a nosotros. Si tenemos el balón, que es nuestro objetivo, vamos a poder gestionar nuestra mejor capacidad, y a partir de aquí vamos a ver cómo estamos en el partido.
Notre objectif est...
Well, our aim is always to be better. Our aim is always to be better than our opponents. That's what we always try to do. It's tough, particularly when you're playing away. And I guess that at home in France, most of our results are positive, but it's still more difficult playing away. There are lots of different things you have to cope with and manage. But everything starts with the way in which we play football. That's where we draw our confidence from. We are confident in what we do well. We know the areas that we have to improve. So, we're focused on the football, playing football. If we keep possession of the ball, which is our aim, then we're able to play our own game, and then we'll see how things develop over the course of the game. Hi. You played a wonderful European game in the first match. Do you think you can do more doing the same thing, or do you need to change something else? Change something.
Es evidente. Son circunstancias diferentes. En nuestra casa el partido, cada acción viene reforzada por nuestros aficionados, y eso en el ambiente se nota. Creo que estuvimos muy bien en muchos aspectos del juego vitales para nosotros. Mañana estará más equilibrado. Es evidente que eso sucede, pero yo soy siempre optimista en lo que puede hacer mi equipo, y es evidente que todo pasa por controlar las fases importantes del juego, y eso pasa por atacar todos juntos, defender todos juntos a través del balón, tener lo más tiempo posible el balón, y a partir de ahí generar nuestras situaciones de ataque.
On peut toujours...
Well, there's always room for improvement. We know that. But circumstances change from one game to the next. When you're at home, everything you do is supported by your fans as well, of course. So you're buoyed by your fans. So we have to be good at what we know how to do. Tomorrow the game is bound to be more balanced, but I'm very optimistic when it comes to the ability that my team has. I think it's important to control the important phase of the game. We need to attack together, defend together, and we also need to keep the ball. And once we keep the ball, then we'll be able to create dangerous opportunities and score. Well, in was it 2017? You turned it around for Barcelona. You had about 4 goals gap to make up for the famous remontada, and it's the kind of game you like, I think, isn't it? And what do you need to do to change this game around?
Prefiero que no me hubiera metido en Saint-Germain 4-0 cuando entraba al Barça. No me prefiero. Pero yo, a lo largo de mi carrera, creo que cuanto peor, pues también son situaciones a gestionar, y no tengo ningún problema en afrontarlas de manera directa y sin freno, por decirlo de alguna manera, pero preferiría tener un resultado positivo.
No, it certainly isn't the kind of situation that I prefer or like. I would have preferred to have been winning 4-0, to be honest with you, in the return leg against PSG. But throughout my career, I've realised that sometimes when you really have your backs against the wall, you can react, you can do something. I won't be hesitating. You need to meet these things head on. I would have preferred not to be going into the game and losing tomorrow, of course. Well, you often say that you talk. There's no point in talking to your players straight after the game because it's too soon. It's too soon to talk to your players. Did you speak to your players after the game? But you did speak to your players after the game on Wednesday. And what did you feel your players needed from you on Wednesday after that game?
Nunca, casi nunca, a los jugadores después del partido. Es nuestra teoría, se puede compartir o no. Nosotros creemos ciegamente en que no es el momento ideal para hablar a alguien que ya no puede hacer nada en el partido, a alguien que está completamente condicionado por el resultado, pero después del partido de Liverpool el miércoles pasado, sí que reforcé a mi equipo, a mis jugadores, porque creo que habían hecho todo para conseguir otro resultado. Nada más, creo que siempre se puede hacer excepciones y ese fue el día. No creo que vuelva a suceder.
Oui, je vous ai
Well, yeah, I've often told you why I almost never speak to my players at the end of a game. It's my view of things. Not everyone has to agree. I believe that speaking to players right after the game, there's no point to it because the players are just thinking about the result at that point. But yeah, sure, after the game against Liverpool on Wednesday, I decided to talk to my players because I wanted to pick them up a little bit and tell them that they'd done absolutely everything to get a good result. So I made an exception on last Wednesday, but I don't think I'll be doing it again.
Bonjour coach, André Laperna, France Info. Vous ne laissez jamais filtrer d'indices en conférence de presse
Well,
pour pas avantager l'adversaire.
you never give anything away in a press conference that might help your opponents.
L'effet de surprise.
What kind of impact can the catching your opponents by surprise actually have? Because you never give anything away. So do you have any surprises up your sleeve?
Pero no creo que Arne Slot tenga dudas de más o menos cuál es la alineación, ¿no? Más o menos. Yo no tengo muchas dudas de cuál va a ser la alineación de Liverpool. Los entrenadores damos indicios o no, decimos lo que queremos decir y en función de eso no suelo estar muy atento tampoco a lo que dicen los entrenadores porque yo tampoco digo muchas veces la verdad. Ni digo quién va a jugar, ni de qué manera. Lo que sí es cierto es que creo que tanto en el partido de ida como mañana creo que se verá un partido entre dos equipos de los mejores de Europa, sin ninguna duda, dos equipos que pueden ser campeones de Europa, evidentemente uno de ellos al acabar el partido y que mañana se verá un partido cada uno con sus estilos, pero dos de los mejores equipos de Europa sin ninguna duda. Luego que des más o menos información forma parte del estilo de cada uno.
Je ne crois pas.
Well, I don't think that Arne Slot's got much doubts about the starting 11, our starting 11 tomorrow. I've got my ideas about their starting 11 as well. And, you can say whatever you want about that, but I don't pay too much attention to what's going on elsewhere. And very often, no, I'm not going to give away who's going to play tomorrow or how we're going to play tomorrow. But one thing that is sure is that over the course of the two games, we'll be seeing two of the best teams in Europe playing, two teams which are certainly contenders to win the Champions League final. Almost certainly whoever wins tomorrow will go through, I think, to the final, playing two different styles, but nevertheless, two of the best teams in Europe. And, giving away information, well, that just depends on each person's style of coaching, I guess. Well, you dominated the first game. You hope to go through, of course. But this could be the last truly important game of the season, or it could be just the next step on your voyage this season.
Siempre es mi pensamiento y espero que ese sea el último de la temporada. Pero es evidente que es una competición que mañana, al acabar el partido, uno de los dos estará eliminado. Espero que no sea el Paris Saint-Germain. Ese es nuestro objetivo y es por lo que vamos a luchar. El partido de la ida nos hace caminar claramente hacia una dirección, no hay nada que especular, no lo íbamos a hacer de todas maneras, pero claramente nos apunta hacia un objetivo. Desde el primer minuto, desde el calentamiento, queremos ganar este partido. Es la única opción que tenemos para poder pasar a la siguiente fase.
Donc, non, j'espère.
Well, I always hope the most important game is the one that comes next. And I hope it'll be the very last game of the season as well. But tomorrow, quite clearly, by the end of the game, one team will be knocked out. I hope that it's not us. We don't want to get knocked out, of course, even though we are trailing from the first leg. But, we will go out there playing our own game. We would always be playing our own game. And right from the outset, we'll be trying to go out there and win the game. Thank you.